Hello and welcome to my little workshop, webinar, whatever it is you'd like to call it. And it's just some simple tools and techniques that can help you to increase calm, to feel more relaxed. And I'm going to talk through just a couple of really, really simple ones that can be used sort of throughout the day. And then I'm going to take you through a relaxation technique that is, it's simple, it's powerful, it's helpful, and yes, can also be portable. Not as portable as some, but yeah, you can use it sort of in a sense nearly everywhere. So, as I said, I'm going to just go through some simple tools and techniques that can be really, really helpful to increase calm. And as I said, some things that you can maybe incorporate into your daily your daily life. So the first one is 7 minutes. Now, if I said to someone, take 7 minutes out of your day here and there and do something that helps you to feel calm. In that moment, people go, oh, how can I find 7 minutes? And oh, what would I do? So 7 minutes, there's something about 7 minutes. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but if you can take 7 minutes out here and there, it is really, really helpful. One of the easiest ways to do that, as I said, is to incorporate it into your daily life. And one of the easiest ways to do that is when you're making a drink. Now, I use a cup of tea for this example, and you quite simply set your timer for 7 minutes the next time you would like a cuppa. And what you do is you be absolutely aware of everything that you do whilst making that cuppa. And as I said, my example is a cup of tea. So you take a moment and you find your favorite mug and you really feel it. You take it in your hands and you feel it. You feel the coolness of it. You feel the hardness of it. And you place it down, pop the tea bag in it or whatever it is that you're doing. And then pop in water in the kettle. Be aware of what you can hear as you do that. Use as many of your senses as you go through this process as you possibly can. What you can hear, the water going into the kettle. And I know it all sounds really, really simple. But as you go through this process and are aware of every step and using as many of your senses as you can, you are bringing yourself right into that moment of what you are doing there and then. So you pop the kettle on and you hear that click as you turn it on. It begins to boil and you can hear it. You can see the steam begin to rise from it. You may go and get yourself a bit of milk, sugar, whatever it is. But you're aware of every step and every moment along the way. The kettle boils, it clicks off, you hear it. You lift it up, you feel the weight of the kettle as you pour it in. You're watching the colour of that cup of tea that you're making. We know that tea is all about colour. And then you can start to use that sense of smell. You might be able to smell that tea. Or if it's coffee, that's a good one for your sense of smell as well. So you take that time to be aware of every moment of making that cuppa. And then you take it, you feel the warmth, the cup feels different now. You go and sit down and you enjoy drinking it. And when you drink it, you don't just drink it. Take your time to really taste it, to really smell it, to feel the warmth as it flows down into you. And that is a very, very simple way to just bring 7 minutes of calm into your day. And you're using it in a helpful way because you're rehydrating yourself and enjoying a cup of tea or whatever your favorite beverage is while you're at it. Another way to do it is when you're doing something really, really mundane and really simple task, is to just be aware in that moment of what you're doing. Being aware of everything, being aware of as many of your senses as you can. As I said, when you use your senses, you'll bring yourself into the present. So that's just a simple way of bringing 7 minutes of calm into your day, whatever that might be, whatever it is that's going on. Music is another way that you can kind of set yourself 2 songs to listen to, because that's kind of round about 7 minutes-ish. And again, just sit and listen, but really listen. Really listen to the music. Listen to the tone, listen to the beat, listen to the words. Don't just have it on the background. Really take a moment to sit and listen to it. Being present calms you down. So again, that's a 7 minutes. The next one is the one I talk about a lot. Sorry, I've got a bit of an itchy nose. Next one I talk about a lot is belly breathing. And it is simple what it says on the tin. It is breathing down into your belly. And when you breathe down into your belly, you're stimulating the vagus nerve. When you stimulate the vagus nerve, you're putting yourself into rest and digest mode, which is the opposite to fight, flight, and freeze mode. So at any moment of any day, if you feel yourself getting a bit overwhelmed, take a moment and pause and just direct your breath down into your belly. Simple as that. Chest breathing is what we call action breathing. If you go out for a walk, if you go to the gym, if you go for a run, you're breathing with your chest, because your chest is kind of the ability to get as much oxygen into you as you can to do whatever activity that you're doing. What we need is rest. So breathing into your belly stimulates that rest and digest mode. And if you can make that out breath slightly longer than the in breath, that is also helpful. And also on top of that, if you can use your nose for breathing rather than your mouth, again, that's also helpful. Our nose is designed for breathing through. Our mouth is our sort of backup for when it comes to breathing. So just coming back to the counting out and counting in. So if you can breathe out for a count of 6 and breathe in for a count of 4, again, always helpful. What else have I got? Oh, yes, if you're feeling particularly overwhelmed and anxious and maybe a bit panicky, distraction is a really, really simple thing that you can do. And distraction helps get your brain work in a different way. So, for example, one of the kind of the best distractions, or I was going to say easy, but it isn't always easy, simplest distractions is to pick a subject. So it might be films, for example, and you start at the beginning of the alphabet and you work your way through the alphabet and you pick a film for every letter of the alphabet. So A, now I'm really hard trying to think of a film beginning with A, Armageddon. B, Beetlejuice. And you just keep going and keep going all the way through. And what it does is it distracts you away from the yuck of what's going on in that moment and makes you think about something in a sense that's quite simple, but still gets your brain working. There's also things like math things that you can do. So you can count backwards in 3 from 100, for example. Or simple things like 1 add 1 is 2, 2 add 2 is 4, 4 add 4 is 8. And you just keep going and keep going. And again, it's that simple distractions. You're making your brain work in a different way from it being anxious and panicky and feeling overwhelmed. So again, another really simple tool and technique. And from the distraction point of view, those ones that you can do in your head as well. You know, you might be sat on a bus feeling a bit uncomfortable. The last thing you want to do is bring attention to yourself. So yes, the belly breathing is helpful in that situation, but also is, again, simple distraction tools and techniques to use. Now, those are the main sort of ones. Oh no, sorry, I nearly forgot. Rule of 3. The rule of 3 is a very, very simple one as well. And rule of 3 is simply 3 things that you can see, 3 things that you can hear, and 3 things that you can move. So if you're sat at your desk, you might look around your room. I've got a chair over there. I've got my coat hanging up over there and the window over there, so I can see out to some trees out there. 3 things I can see. 3 things I can hear. I can actually, and I hope you can't hear it, but I can hear the fan on my computer in the background. I can hear traffic that's going by outside. And sometimes I can hear voices from the office over the way. Simple, 3 things. And then 3 things you can move. Now, you might not want to sort of kind of do anything too sort of over the top of the movement, but just stretching your neck out, moving your head. People are just going to think you're just having a bit of a stretch out of your neck. Moving your fingers, again, you can kind of do that sort of quite discreetly. And then just wiggling your toes, still quite discreetly. 3 things that you can kind of move. So again, another really, really simple, helpful one to reduce your overwhelm and to create a bit more calm in life. That the rule of the 3 is a one that can be helpful at night time as well. So if you lie there in bed, struggling to get to sleep, 3 things that you can see. Yes, it might be a bit dark, but you can probably make out certain silhouettes in the room. 3 things that you can move. Now, in that moment, you not want to be kind of moving too much around your bed. So it might be simple things as wiggling your toes, moving your head and wiggling your fingers, as I did a moment ago. when you do the three things you can hear, in that moment, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to listen to three things that you can hear as you're lying there. And then I want you to open your eyes and go through it again. And then you'll find as you go through it, that the more you go through it, the harder it is to open your eyes as you continue going through it. And it gets to that point where you go, I don't want to open my eyes. And it helps you to drift off to sleep. Okay, so let's move on to the relaxation technique. This is the one that I use often, and it is very, very simple and very easy to do. Now, I'm going to actually take you through this relaxation twice. The first time I'm going to do what I call the long version. The second time I'm going to do the shorter version, just to show you that it is something that is kind of quite portable and can be easily used when you're out and about. So what I want you to do is I want you to have a shuffle around in that chair of yours, or whatever you do. Have a shuffle. Have a shuffle in your chair. Get yourself nice and comfortable. And then when you're ready, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to just simply be aware of your breathing. Just being aware of every breath in and every breath out. And allowing your breathing to be at just a nice, steady, gentle pace. At a pace that is perfect for you. Now, if you can direct that breath down into your belly, that's great. But if that's not comfortable for you, hey, that's absolutely okay. Just allowing your breath to be gentle, to be calm and relaxed. And as you notice that your breath is just gentle, you might notice that your shoulders just drop a little. You might notice that your jaw drops a little as well, as the tension in your body is just beginning to drift. And your body is just beginning to feel calmer. And what I'd like you to do, I want you to send your attention, your focus, and I want you to let it drift all the way up and find yourself at the very top of your brain. Find yourself at the very top of your brain, just under your skull, in whatever way feels right for you. And then I want you to allow yourself to just gently drift down through the conscious layers of your brain. And you're going down into that most deepest, most powerful part of your brain. And you will allow yourself to just gently drift down in whatever way feels right for you. And as you're drifting down, your body will begin to relax even more. And you will find yourself within this most deepest, most powerful part of your brain, in whatever way feels right for you. Now, this is the part of your brain that knows everything about you. It knows what you should do, knows what you shouldn't do. It has stored everything that you've been through in life so far. It knows everything about you. This is the part of your brain that contains the absolute essence of you, who you are, how you are, everything. Now, from this most powerful part of your brain, I want you to just allow your mind to drift to somewhere where you feel absolutely comfortable. Now, your comfortable place could be somewhere you know and have been many, many, many times. Or it could be somewhere completely new, completely made up. It could be indoors, it could be outdoors. But just allowing yourself to drift to your most comfortable place. And as you find yourself here, take a moment to enjoy it. Take a moment to enjoy everything that your comfortable place has to offer you. What it feels like, what it looks like, what it sounds like. Allowing yourself to use as many of your senses as you can to enjoy your comfortable place. moment. Just enjoy. As you're enjoying your comfortable place, allow yourself to absorb all that positive energy, calmness, peace, tranquility, relaxation, whatever that might be for you. Just let it flow through you, around you, and in you. Let it fill every teeny tiny particle of you. Just enjoy being here in your comfortable place. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to drift back to that most powerful part of your brain. And when I do so, I want you to take back with you all these comfortable feelings from your comfortable place. So let them be there inside of you. It might be that they flow through you, around you, and in you. It might be that you find them somewhere particular inside of you. Either or is absolutely perfect for you. So just allow yourself now to drift back to that most powerful part of your brain for me. And I want you to pause here for a moment. That calm, relaxed, comfortable you. And I want you to send that message to every cell in your body. This is me, calm, relaxed, comfortable. And now, I want you to allow yourself to drift back up through the conscious layers of your brain. And as you're drifting up, you notice this amazing bright light of pure consciousness. And you allow yourself just to drift up into it. And as you drift up into it, that energy just flows down through you. Flows down to the tips of your fingers, flows down to the tips of your toes, energizing every part of you. And when you're ready, allowing yourself to drift all the way back here to the here and now. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Now, as I said to you before I took you through the process, I'm going to take you through it once again. Now, what I took you through there was the longer version. And you can use that as much or as little as you wish. And when you drift off to that comfortable place, you can spend as much or as little time there as you wish. But I'm going to, as I said, take you through it a little bit quicker. So, if I get you to close your eyes once again for me, just be aware of your breathing. Just gentle, steady breaths in, breaths out. Now, I want you to send that focus, that attention of yours straight up to the very top of your brain, finding yourself at the top of your brain, just under your skull once again. Now, this time, I want you to drop straight down into that most powerful part of your brain for me. Just literally dropping straight down into it. And then, from that most powerful part of your brain, allowing yourself to drift once again to that comfortable place of yours. Now, your comfortable place might be the same as last time. Hey, it might be somewhere different this time. Hey, that's okay. But just absorb everything that that comfortable place has to offer you. Let it just flow through you, around you, and in you. And then, just going back to that most powerful part of your brain. Pausing there for just a moment, allowing that comfortable feeling to flow through you and every cell to absorb it. And then drifting back up through the conscious layers of your brain. And as you do so, you see that amazing bright light of pure consciousness, and you drift up into it. And you let that energy just flow down to the tips of your fingers and flow down to the tips of your toes, energizing every part of you. And then bringing yourself back to the here and now. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that is the quicker version. Now, you can use that quite quickly anywhere you might be. So, as terrible as this might sound, it might be that you're doing something somewhere and you feel a bit, excuse yourself, nip to the loo, sit on the loo, take a moment, drift to the top of your brain, drop straight down into that old brain and off to that comfortable place of yours, and just allow yourself to feel comfortable. And then you can bring yourself back up through the conscious layers of your brain and bring yourself back to awareness. And you can do that pretty quickly. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And as I said, that comfortable place could be different places every time. That's fine. You go with whatever feels right for you. But also you'll find that the more you do it, and as I said, the quicker you access that relaxation, but you might find that that relaxation becomes deeper. It's like anything in life, the more we practice something, the easier it becomes. So have an experiment with it. I hope you find it helpful. What I will say, just a very quick one, if you have any health issues, then please be aware of that level of relaxation. And be aware that you give yourself that time to get yourself back kind of with it again. So for example, if you have low blood pressure, being relaxed might have lowered your blood pressure a little bit more. I don't want you to jump up out of your chair and end up flaking over. So just make sure that after you've done it, that you are proper kind of with it, for want of a better way of putting it, before you go and do whatever it is that you're doing. Look after yourself. Take care of yourself. So if you have any health issues, just be a little bit extra careful. As I said, look after yourself. That's me. I'm Helen, the founder of Your Calm Mind Academy. If you'd like to reach out, if you have any questions, anything at all, please feel free to reach out. Take care for now. Cheerio.